Well, here we are again.
Good morning. How are you? Or afternoon?
Or evening.
Whatever time you want to.
Those people out there don't know for sure what time of day it is.
That's true.
We should be consistent, don't you think?
Yeah, probably.
Consistent like this. Move your coffee a minute. Let me show you something.
Oh, no, I'm afraid. Oh, my God. All
Do you
this
know what
junk
that
mail.
is? 2 days worth.
Oh, this is nothing for me.
Do you get
I've
this
got
much
bags full. My shredder actually will stop because it overheats.
Exactly. That's what I want to talk about. This is 2 days worth of junk mail, okay? At the end of a week, it's a pile this high, as you know, as you're just saying, which creates a lot of work because I too shred everything these days because you can't trust anyone because of all the identity theft. That's a very serious problem. It's getting even worse in our country, as we all know. So there's no point in going on and on about identity theft.
Although I do want to talk about that real quick because I told my husband last night, we were watching some identity theft commercial.
Okay.
And I said, those people want to pay me to give my identity back to me with the way my credit is.
Well, I'll join that, sister, yeah. But no, this is 1 day's worth. And at the end of a week, we have, as we said, a stack like this. It's a mountain full. Now, because my name is on usually all those pieces of paper, all this junk mail, once in a while it's to the neighbor or this or that occupant. But very often my name is on here. So I either have to mark it out or I shred everything, which has created an additional hour or two a week of work for me. And if you have that much where your shredder even turns off because it gets overheated,
right?
How much extra work is that? Not only that, but how many trees could we save?
Exactly.
And then this company, and I don't mind saying the company, it's United of Omaha Life Insurance, I get sometimes 3, 4 a week. A week.
I don't get any of that, but I get plenty of other things.
Send me life insurance because at the rate it's going, I'm getting so aggravated I'm going to have a heart attack.
Well, I have a post office box and a home address.
Right.
So I get duplicate.
I have the same thing.
Of everything that I received in the first box. You know, so
I have the exact same thing, a P.O. box and a home address, so I get both too. But I was thinking on the life insurance, really, they're aggravating me so much, they're going to put me into an early grave. So maybe that's their strategy. Let's aggravate them to death.
It seems pointless and very wasteful, and there's got to be something else to get the message out to people. But then we go into the over full email boxes.
Right. Well, that's just gotten as bad.
Yeah, that's gotten just as bad.
Just as bad. And I keep thinking of the trees.
Yeah.
I mean, we have, so many wonderful forests in this country. And we also have a lot of forest fires where trees are destroyed. So forests are always being replanted.
Yes.
And we say, well, nature takes care of that stuff. But does it really?
Well, to a degree it can, but not at the pace that we deplete it. You know?
Excuse me, very good coffee. Whoever made that coffee today, it's good coffee. Thank you. I'm a coffee connoisseur. Did you know I used to have a little coffee house?
Yes, I did.
To change the subject completely.
Yeah.
And it didn't cut down trees to make that coffee.
That's
it just
true.
Planted beans. But I am getting aggravated. If anyone out there has any suggestions about how to stop junk mail, we're ready to hear it, aren't we?
We would love to hear about that.
And share it with the rest of our viewers, all of our viewers in the future.
Yes. All of our many followers
thousands
out there.
And thousands out there, exactly.
But it would be, we've got to figure it out because I know you and I are not the only people that complain about that because it's insane.
Which brings me to another point. When we have daily aggravations that we all do in life, no matter what it may be. We all deal with aggravations. Now, this isn't anything serious like
No.
not having a job or being able to pay our mortgage or being homeless.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
this isn't serious at all. It's one of those little minor hiccups in life.
Yes, yes.
But we have got to find a healthy way to deal with aggravations in life, and you and I've been talking about the art of meditating.
The art of meditating, and also the art of positive thinking,
Right,
but not just the fact that you think positively. It's something that you have to get into a practice of.
correct.
So,
Correct.
because so many times people don't know how to meditate or what the purpose of it is, but mainly is to calm and quiet the mind down.
All right, do you have any suggestions you'd like to share?
I do, and this has really helped me in so many ways, and it helps actually energize me after I've kind of gotten rid of the junk mail in my own head,
Right,
so to speak.
i.e., an
Yeah,
example.
exactly. So what I like to do is when you sit down to meditate, a lot of times people say, I can't shut down the chatter.
Right.
I can't quiet the chatter.
It's actually known as the monkey mind.
Right.
In meditation circles, or those kind of circles, they call that constant chatter the monkey mind. So you want to share with us what you do to still your monkey mind.
Well, and I know a lot of people kind of stop at that point because they're like, I can't do it. The second I sit down, I now have 10 million things I need to do at
Right.
this point.
Right.
So what I try to do is go into deep breath and out, where you're very conscious and very intent with the deep breath,
Of
as
breathing.
deep as you can, and back out.
Okay.
Do that about 10 times. And that sort of will calm you down to a degree. But then if you can't shut down the chatter in the brain, you go into an instant gratitude, which is a great practice to go into anyways.
The attitude of gratitude, which we actually mention quite often
Yes.
on our show. The attitude of gratitude, which is just a better way to live. Yeah.
Exactly. But like anything else, it takes practice,
Correct.
and it takes consciousness of intent of doing that.
The
So
intention.
the intention. So what you do is go into gratitude of everything. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for my home. Thank you for my family. Go to where you can't come up with anything else, and that's
Anything
when
else that's negative.
correct.
Stay positive.
Because
okay?
when those thoughts come in, try to balance it out with a positive thing, but also over talk it,
Okay.
overpower
And smiling. Just smile.
it, or the word
Okay.
thank you.
Or the word thank you is smile. Thank you, and actually the most powerful word that we have to change vibration and change energy in our language is the word love.
Yes, that's
Love.
powerful.
And that doctor, what's his name? That Japanese doctor that came up and showed the differences in water years ago.
Oh, that was amazing.
I can't think of his name, and it's terrible when we bring things up
Right.
and we don't know the exact
Right.
name. But something like Dr. Himusutra, Kominata,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But you can find him. It's not that hard to find him.
Yeah.
But he had studies. He's written books on it. He's shown how it actually works.
Mm-hmm.
He took an ice cube, and not just a ice cube, but many.
Right.
Okay. And this was photographed, actually photographed,
Mm-hmm.
how the words change the energy of any object, of anything. Okay. So in this one, there was hate and anger. And that piece of ice got literally black
Yeah,
inside.
and a putrid.
Yucky. Oh,
Yeah, it was.
it was horrible. It was ugly. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Just plain old ugly. And then he got lesser and lesser degrees, less intensity of that kind of negative energy. It kept lightening it up. And then at the very end, he just had love. He smiled, nicely, and nice smile and that love. And that just radiated like crystals. It looked like beautiful snowflakes, crystals over it. from that point on, they actually had him come and also the power of prayer. He also had the power of prayer in there, where they had him pray and think positive thoughts over waters like lakes, huge lakes that were, contaminated with debris and all kinds of things. He brought in a team of just 10 people, not hundreds, that prayed and thought love over this lake of water, and it completely, in a few days, cleared that water
It's
up.
amazing. And that's a good example for people like most of us that need proof.
Yes.
That need the proof
Show
that
me.
thought, show me,
show me.
that thought actually can manifest into something greater, like we had talked about in our last show.
Exactly.
How
it creates. Thoughts
and I
create
had
it.
read a book one time on this guy who he was a polygrapher, where it's a lie detector test.
What was it again?
It was a book, and anyways,
Tell
it was
me
about
again.
the power of thought. You
Was
know,
it a pornographer?
no,
okay.
polygrapher. And what he did was he was sitting in his office and he thought, I wonder if I put this device around a plant to see if the water, when the water reaches this point,
Right.
if it would measure on the scale. And it actually didn't.
It did not.
It did not. But what he did discover was, do plants receive energy like we receive energy, which they've done studies on. And he had the device on the plant, and he's just the thought of, I'm going to light this plant on fire,
Made it react.
and made the plant actually go off the chart.
Right.
So it would do he would do other experiments with not even touching the plant, but just his actual thought. Toward the plant in a negative way or a positive way would make the
Plant react.
Yeah.
Because everything's energy.
Correct.
Every single thing's energy, and we've talked about that before too. But yes, it's life. It's a living thing.
Right.
Even this table is a dead thing, and we've mentioned it even has energy, but especially a living thing.
Right.
Whether it's a plant, a tree, a flower, a human being, an animal, living things. Meditation, however, is kind of hard.
It
takes
is not
years of
easy. It
practice.
takes years of practice, but with practice, you can master it.
How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
And the other thing too,
Sorry.
right?
Yeah.
The other thing though is people get too wrapped up in the process of it and wanting to receive this experience. It could take 5 to 10 minutes. It's not something that needs
Right.
to be done like a monk. You know, you don't have to do this for days on end. It's a simple clearing your mind.
Which that's the hard part.
That's the hard part, but that's the point of going into gratitude,
One
getting
of
the negativity out.
Well, one way.
That's one way.
That helps a person meditate is you light a candle. And then you concentrate on that candle flame. And you actually you literally just stare into